Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's edition of Biz Talks with Fred. I'm Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with ZJ International. Welcome to my home office. Nice of you all to drop by this evening and hang out with me. Seriously, this evening's broadcast, what we're here to do this evening is to introduce you to a company that has, world-class corporate leadership, world-class products that everybody needs, everybody wants, and there's no place to get them except from independent distributors of ZJ International's products, and a timing and an opportunity that is probably the most significant sweet spot that one could find. And so over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you a little bit of information about our company, our products, the opportunity we have. But in particular this evening, I want to introduce you to one of the people that has really become part of the ZJ fabric, Kevin Brassell and his wife Nadia. They have an incredible story, and I think you're going to find this very compelling. But tonight's information is really for those of you that have been invited to take a look at what we're doing. Maybe you've been using our ZJ products for a while. Or perhaps a family member, maybe a coworker, a neighbor has been telling you about a way to create an additional income stream to be able to add more financial security, more financial abundance to your life. And I will tell you, over 30 years ago, I was a cross-country truck driver. And I'd done that for a number of years, and I love driving trucks, but I was looking for a way to create a significantly above average income so I could meet the educational needs of my young son as he was heading into school. But I also needed the time freedom to be with him as he was growing up. That was going to be critical to his long-term success. And this profession of network marketing has fulfilled on all of those dreams. So much so that within 10 years, I was able to retire. Literally better than 20 years before the average fellow would think of retiring, I'd already done that. And a few years ago, I was introduced to this company, ZJ International. And I honestly was not looking to get back involved in the industry, but what I saw was a legacy company in the making. And these were the three things that I saw. Number one, the experience of the corporate team. See, most people are introduced to our profession of network marketing through a product. Somebody introduces you to a product, you like it. Many people become customers. Some people become distributors. As a seven-figure earner in the industry, I looked at the foundational elements. The owner of this company is a man by the name of Ken Brailsford. Ken Brailsford is an icon in the network marketing and nutritional industries. He has created two of the multi-billion-dollar, multi-decade-long companies within our profession, and there's only been about 24 companies that have stood the test of time. Ken Brailsford has built two of those companies. And probably even equally significant, several of the industry's top long-term companies were created by people that worked for Ken, learned how to build this kind of business from the master Ken Brailsford. Ken came out of retirement specifically to bring this product to market. Our products are based on the Moringa oleifera tree. You're going to want to do some research on that. The Moringa oleifera tree was identified by the National Institutes of Health probably 6, 7, 8 years ago as being the most nutrient-rich botanical they had ever studied. We became first to market with that product to commercially make available this miracle tree to the masses. Over the several years that I've been with the company, we've dramatically expanded our product offerings. We have now products in a wide range. We're first to market with the line of clinical grade essential oils. Essential oils, that market space alone, there's two companies in that market space that do over $1 billion a year in sales. And we're the only people that bring clinical grade essential oils to the consumer. We're first to market with the first line of all healthy, natural sports nutrition products. That sports nutrition is the fastest growing segment of the nutritional market space. We're the only company out there that provides a complete line of nutritional supplementation for sports related activities. No artificial colorants, no artificial sweeteners, no soy-based proteins and so on. We've recently expanded into a complete line of personal care products, the normal daily use products, shampoo, conditioner, skincare, body soap, lotion, the kinds of things that people consume every day anyway, but they know there's got to be a better way. Products without the chemicals and the harsh additives and so on. And today, Zege International is poised like no other company in the profession. While we're a relatively young company, we completed our 10th year in business last year. We have an infrastructure that rivals and surpasses companies that have been around for decades. We are 100% vertically integrated. We control the plantations that our raw materials are grown in. We have our own pharmaceutical manufacturing facility. We have literally hundreds of thousands of square feet of office space, manufacturing, distribution, warehousing, and we could produce over $1 billion a year in sales today with the infrastructure we have, yet our company's volume size is a very small percentage of that. That's what creates opportunity. And this was where I was at many years ago in the network marketing profession. I was able to join a company just ahead of the masses. And I was able to grow with that company from about $100 million a year in business for that company to $500 million a year in just a few short years. And I was able to retire. And folks, this is where Zege is today. We're at the very leading edge of becoming a $1 billion a year company, yet most people never even heard of us. And what I wanted to do this evening was give you an example of what can happen for those of you that are maybe looking for a way to create some additional income, maybe that extra, $200 or $300 a week, that $1,000 a month that could change most people's lives. Most families in North America would love to have had an extra $10,000 or $15,000 last year. Or maybe you're looking for a way to create a full-time income without the challenges of having to be at the office every day, having your children being cared for by other people, to have that luxury and that freedom to have a home-based business where you can determine what your hours are today. For some of you, it might be a way to create true financial security and financial abundance. And I can't think of a better example than this young man that I've asked to join me this evening. His name is Kevin Brassell. Kevin, I'm going to bring you over to this side of the webinar. Let me find you here real quick. There you are. Kevin Brassell, young man I met a few years ago, and I have to tell you, it's been incredibly inspiring to watch what's, let's twist that one this way there, Kevin. There we go. Actually, there, that's it. Let me unmute you here, Kevin. Good to see you, sir. I can tell you're there at home.
Yes, good to see you too, Fred. I appreciate it. I'm listening on the front end. I'm actually taking notes. Still, all these years, I'm still taking notes from you.
Well, Kevin, you're too kind. Folks, let me set Kevin up here a little bit because I want you to understand. When I first met Kevin, he was the real deal, a genuine man, a man of God, had a young family, and he was looking for something that could make a major difference in their lives. He's become a diamond elite with our company. For those of you who aren't familiar with Zege, that's one of our top positions. He's now become a multiple seven-figure income earner. I use the phrase the real deal because he's a guy that took this opportunity, and as he was just saying, taking notes, all he did was follow a simple system. And Kevin, we were talking a little bit earlier tonight. What I wanted to do this evening, in particular for those people who were invited guests, because sometimes it's hard to understand how can I, with my background, be able to do that. And you're a little different than some of the stories we hear in the industry. You did not come to Zege after becoming $1 million earner in another network marketing company. You didn't own multiple businesses and your private jet. Maybe we can start out this evening. Tell the folks a little bit about, Kevin and Nadia Brassell's life before Zege. What was going on with you guys?
Absolutely, Fred. I appreciate it. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hear you fine.
Awesome. Well, like you said in the beginning, I had to look at this, Fred, and think, is this possible? Can I do it? And I just really looked at the people before me, the people that were sharing it with me, and said, well, do I trust them? Does this make sense? And can I do what they're doing to me? And that's typically what we're all looking at as someone is sharing network marketing or ZJ International with you. So I always encourage everyone to just think about how you share from that component, because my friend Jonathan, he was a friend first, right? And he just listened to our issues. We got to listen for what's missing in life. And he just listened to me in the gym. I would walk across from corporate America in my corporate job. I walked across this parking lot to his gym, and I was working off my frustrations, Fred, at being broke, physically, financially, mentally, and in many ways with friends and personal development. I was looking to make some change, right? And he said it. Like I said, I'm taking notes, Fred. And he said it a few minutes ago, guys. He said he was looking for something. And that's what people typically, how they describe it. I was looking for something, and I was. And my friend Jonathan knew that. My wife was in physical therapy. My buddy Jonathan was in physical therapy as well, as far as their business. My wife, Nadia, she was the breadwinner. We had 3 children back then, and we were, like I said, we were living paycheck to paycheck. We were hungry. I knew I had more in me. I kind of always joke, I love the term dragon slayer. And my wife literally went out and found this book about David and Goliath called The Giant Slayer. So I'm reading it now. But I say that because I spent 6 years in the Marine Corps. So that time in the service gave me multiple reasons, on top of if I needed any more reasons to go after network marketing and ZJ International. I felt a sense of being on top of the world in the Marine Corps. Okay, Fred? And like while I was in the embassies guarding the community and the embassy overseas, I felt like the king of the castle. I had the keys to the castle. I had the big bad security clearances and all that. The dragon slayer. Pull the sword out and rescue the princess and all that. But corporate America and the world, right? We're part of the world, and the world beats us up, and it brings us down sometimes. And sometimes it puts us in a cubicle with a mouse in our hand, right? And and there's nothing wrong with the job, with career, passionate career, nothing wrong with that. But if someone is just paycheck to paycheck, job, J-O-B, jump out of bed, journey of bondage, whatever you want to call it. Back then, that's what it was for me. I felt like, hey, here I'm trapped, and I saw a way out as this was introduced. So before ZJ, mentally, physically, living paycheck to paycheck, living the American dream, so to speak. No, we were living in a house that we couldn't afford. We were sold a lie, so to speak. So, some people they're pursuing a career that's great. Others, they're just getting by. Monday, hump day, Wednesday, TGI Friday. Are you kidding? God made 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday, and I know you know what that's all about, Fred. Because, and guys, before I go any further, because he wanted me to just share just the front end as far as the like before. But I will say this: before ZJ, I didn't know Fred Holmes. And I didn't have special people like him in my life. I didn't have special people like Fred pointing me to Jim Rohn. I think I heard you on a video or earlier in the week talking about Jim Rohn, building your network marketing business. I didn't have people like Fred leading me to Making the Shift by Darren Hardy, like the Bible of network marketing here. I didn't have people like Fred Holmes introducing me to Ken Brailsford, our product or our company founder, and really people like Fred Holmes speaking the good book, speaking scripture and speaking value into my life. So I thank you, Fred, for inviting me on the call, for letting me share, and for everything that you taught me up to this point. We're obviously learning from each other. We always will, because we're constant learners. But you set the stage for so many of us, and I appreciate what you've done for our family before ZJ. And obviously, I'll share a little bit more if you have to.
Folks, you're understanding why I asked Kevin to be here, because he really is the real deal, okay? He has illustrated so many of the things that take the average guy, because, just like Kevin, I've always been a hard worker. I've always committed to what I was doing. I love driving trucks. It just wasn't going to meet the needs of my child. And there had to be something else. And one of the foundational elements of success, you can have more, but you have to become more. You got to be willing to do the things the successful people do. And the sad thing is, the 95% of the world works for a living. They're not being taught how to create financial independence. So, but let's stay on track with the purpose of our webinar this evening. So, Kevin, you had a friend introduce you to Zija. How did he introduce you to Zija? How did that happen?
So my buddy Jonathan, as a friend, he listened. He heard my aches and pains. He knew we were physically, financially messed up. He knew I had a back situation. I'd broken my lower back. My L5 is fractured and broken. So there was a certain level of discomfort that I felt on a regular basis. So as he shared this, I just literally, took action. I didn't need to, just like we flip on a light switch every morning. We don't understand everything about electricity, but we trust the system, right? So I trusted the system. I put the green stuff. This one's blue. I've got some of the new hydrate in here in the original shaker bottle. But I trusted the system. In the process, Fred, I put the green stuff in my belly. All kind of things happen. Of course, back then it used to be just the green, Zija, and we used to say,
yeah, one Zija,
one product, yeah. You can touch it, taste it, feel it. Now you can touch it, taste it, feel it, smell it, take a bath in it, put it on. There's so many things. So we've got many ways to touch people. But the point is, Jonathan shared it with me. I took a look at the facts. I saw third-party validated, credible information. That's what I took my action on. I didn't take my action on waiting for something to work on me. I didn't take my action on if I make $1 million, right? You don't have to lose 1,000 pounds and make $1 trillion to get excited, because $300 a month will change most Americans' household income. It'll keep most people who are struggling with bankruptcy or financial devastation. A couple of $100 a month extra would change their life. And that's really what we looked at. As we took action, we actually enrolled with a diamond pack. Back then, you might remember the diamond pack stood about 7 feet tall. It was called a Z10. It was 7 or 10 cases of smart drink. And so we got started because we didn't want to leave any money on the table as far as perks and incentives. And the diamond pack was just the best way to roll to maximize the compensation plan. So we did that, and we listened to our mentor. He introduced me to Chris Estes. So now this guy, Chris Estes, he's an Emerald executive in the business. Now, many of us have dozens, if not hundreds of Emerald and executives like that throughout their organizations. But Chris was an Emerald. Now he's the #1 income earner in the world, in the company with this. And so many mentors, they poured into us. Fred, I just made myself coachable and teachable. There's nothing special about me. And I say that jokingly, like, if I can do it, you can do it. But now there is, because I put enough good stuff in my head. I've gone through a transformation, right? I literally, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, as a dad, as a husband, as a leader in the world. So I put enough this good stuff in my head that now there's more special. But in the beginning, I was just coachable and teachable, willing to learn and follow a proven system from mentors like Fred and Pat and many others that you'll hear from along the way. So guys, we got started. We got Mom started. We said, hey, Mom, it was a very short presentation, Fred. I said, hey, Mom, I need your credit card. Sure. Right? There's a time and place for thoroughness, right? But in the beginning, you just get started. Like, who likes you, loves you, hugs you, trusts you? Who's going to say yes? Who's your yes man? Who's going to say yes? Yeah, who's going to say yes because they love you? If you're going to pack your bags, guys, and go to Tahiti tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., who's going to say, heck yeah, I'm in? That's who you're calling to get started, just to get started, because Fred, myself, many others, we want to help you get your first paycheck. Paycheck equals action, and sometimes blind action equals belief and results, or blind action equals results, and those results, that paycheck,
Right.
that equals belief, and then that belief equals more action, and so on. So we want to help you create belief in yourself, belief in this profession, because it's not just the industry, it's the profession.
Yeah.
That most women that make 6 figures or more do it inside network marketing, right? So there's so many statistics. And then over time, my wife saw that and said, wow, we ran with it. In the first month, we were in the green, we recouped our investment. The first year, my wife, we had earned enough that she could stay at home with our kids.
Wow.
We had 3 back then, and we had earned enough that we could stay home with her. She could stay at home, but then the next year I could too. So we've all heard the term stay at home mom, but what about stay at home dad? Freedom family, that's what we're looking to create. And so that time, that allowed us to go to Thailand, Burma, Europe, Turkmenistan twice, India. I can't even keep up with a lot of these mission trips, other charitable trips, and things that we never did before when we were time and money broke.
Right.
But because the residual income, because the health and wellness that was now into our lives, we felt like going out in the world and making a difference. And it's made all the difference since. That free time allowed us my wife to homeschool our kids. And then the freedom, I guess, led to a couple of more kids, because baby number 4 came around, and now baby number 5 is here, Fred. So we've got 5 children. We love them. We love to do life with them and travel with them, just like you. The business is so freeing, and it's forgiving, right? It rewards you for the life that you lived before you found it. So you just get to reach out and make a list of people that like you, love you, hug you, trust you, people that you want to be in business with, people that you want to change the world with and travel with. So make that list, make contact with that list, invite them to take a look, and they'll see the presentation. They'll see the information. So we don't have to always be having presentations, but just have conversations and lead people to something that makes sense.
Wow. Kevin, I didn't even have to introduce you, all right? With what you've just shared, the people that are watching should very easily recognize why you become so successful. 2 things that you've said, and then we're going to have to wrap this up. Number 1, you said, when you flip on the light switch in the morning, you don't know a lot about electricity and electrons vibrating, but you trust the system. If you go like this, the lights go on. And you were the guy that mastered the simple duplicatable system. You just did it day in and day out and day in and day out and day in and day out. And, some people bought the product. Some people joined the business. Some of the people that joined the business followed the system. Some of the people that followed the system created today, which is one of, your organization, your own personal organization within CJ, is one of the largest organizations in this incredible company. Right from, what town do you live in?
Right from Bowling Green, Kentucky, right?
Bowling Green. Now, they got 2 stop signs, right?
Yeah, 2 stop signs. That's what Chris Estes always said. 1 stop sign. If you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, and I'm not being mean. Bowling Green's a good-sized town, but, I mean, we got high schools here in California that are bigger than your town. Now, you said one other thing, and this is really what I want to kind of hone in on here, and we'll kind of close it out. Most of the world lives paycheck to paycheck, looking forward to, Saturday, you can take the day, thank God it's Friday. It's kind of a life of desperation and hoping that you can just get through it. And we talk about money, Kevin, but you'll appreciate this. The money isn't the deal, okay? All the money does is it creates an environment where we can start putting our time and attention into our family, our children, our loved ones, our church, our community, the things that we were destined to be able to impact, so long as money doesn't become the issue and it's not something we have to work for, it's something we get to use. Kevin, it's been an absolute blessing to have you with me. It's a blessing to be partnered with you in this great endeavor. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be part of this, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here, I guess, in, what, about 6-8 weeks. We're going to be going to Florida together, right?
That's
Diamond Club
right.
meeting?
I can't wait. Where?
Diamond, isn't it Florida? We're
At
going to the
Diamond
Diamond
Retreat.
Club?
At the Diamond Club retreat.
Yeah, yeah.
Heck, yeah, we might have to get you down to Nashville before that.
What's happening in Nashville?
Nashville, come see us. I'll be telling you all about it. I've got something for you. We can go have some fun on the streets of Nashville, man.
Been there, done that. I think the statute of limitations has passed, so I'm probably good to go. Kevin, thanks so much, buddy. I'll send you back to the other side. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Fred.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, this has been kind of special having Kevin Brassell here, because Kevin represents, in my opinion, what this company's all about. And I'm not being, I'm not, downplaying Kevin. Kevin's always been a hard worker. He's incredibly, he'd risen to high levels of success in the Marine Corps, guarding our nation's embassies. But as he was saying, when it came back to the real world, he really wasn't the Dragon Slayer. And what we can do within this profession of network marketing, if you find the right company, and there's the key, find a company that's got world-class leadership and a track record. Ken Brailsford has built 2 companies. One been in business 40 years, still in business. Another one's been in business 30 years. 2 previous companies doing over $1 billion a year in sales today. That's a track record that you want to be part of. And when you have an environment where you can have a company with the infrastructure, the products, and the timing, that is the most important thing. I was privileged to be with another company and got in ahead of the masses. Today's Each International has already eclipsed anything that I was able to accomplish before. And this is a home-based business. I care for my 91-year-old mother at home. I do this almost 100% of my time is done what I'm doing right now from my home office, building a Zija business. Now, for those of you that were invited guests, here's what I want to do. 2 quick things. I want you to get back with the person that asked you to be part of this broadcast. Get the information you need. If you haven't tried our products, try our products. If you're open to exploring the opportunities available, they'll be able to help you, or they'll be able to put you in touch with somebody that can. Maybe it's Kevin, maybe it's me, maybe it's one of our other leaders. But get involved, make a decision, be part of what's going to happen with Zija International in 2018. We are literally in a position today where we will create more sales volume in the next 12 to 18 months than we've done in the previous 10 years of our company's history combined. That's an indicator of being in the right place at the right time. Second thing, put it on your calendar. Saturday morning, we're going to have a special new distributor training where I will take some time. I'm going to go through the foundational elements of success. What Kevin talked about, the light switch. Didn't have to worry about how electricity works, just knew the system works. And I'm going to be going through that step by step, how a brand new person could start today and within the next 30 to 60 days, not only have a business that's in profit, but creating a business that could literally, in some cases, if you're willing to do the deal, create a lifestyle that somebody like Kevin Brassell's been able to create. So with that, we've gone a little bit over our allotted time. Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope this information has been helpful. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you on the Saturday morning new distributor training. The person that asked you to be part of this call will get you that information. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. See you on Saturday morning. Take care now. Bye-bye.